My name is Lisa Ousley. I am the Executive Director of After the Harvest, Healthy Food for Hungry People. After the Harvest is a Kansas City-based hunger relief nonprofit. We have a three-pronged mission, and that is to fight hunger, improve nutrition, and reduce food waste. And we do this by rescuing produce that might otherwise be wasted and getting it to food banks and agencies feeding hungry people. I started this organization in May of 2014 with a small board of dedicated volunteers. We serve 26 counties because we work closely with our distribution partner harvesters to get wonderful fresh produce widely distributed through the Kansas City region. After the Harvest works through two primary programs. We have a truckloads program through which we work with commercial farms and orchards all around the country to get whole truckloads, that's 35 to 40,000 pounds at a time, of B grade produce, which we ship directly to food banks in Kansas City. We deliver whole truckloads into harvesters every year. I would guess about 3 million pounds a year. Our second program is our gleaning program. Our gleaning program actually has several components. We pick up at farmers markets. I think we are picking up at 12 farmers markets this year. Those pickups go directly to surrounding agencies. We also have a program through which we pick up at farm stands and at farms. And this is already packaged produce, it's in bags or boxes. And again, we deliver that directly to agencies throughout the metro area. Our overarching gleaning program is a practice through which we go to farmers' fields and orchards and hand pick produce that has been left after the harvest. There's always a lot of produce left in the fields and the orchards because it's the wrong size or shape or color, or it has a skin surface blemish. There's all sorts of reasons that have nothing to do with taste. But if they don't think they're going to sell it, they don't even take it out of the field. So we get a lot of wonderful produce through our gleaning program. Again, by hand picking and packaging this wonderful food and delivering it to agencies that serve hungry people. We deliver gleaned produce to some 320 agencies across the metro area. This is important because this is smaller amounts of vine ripened, locally grown fresh produce that goes right into the hands of the people who need it. We try to tailor what we bring each agency according to what their need is. For instance, you don't bring 700 pounds of sweet corn to an agency that serves 20 families. New this year is our distribution hub pickup program. We work with a large distributor in Kansas City by the name of Lofredo Fresh. So we pick up at Lofredo Fresh 2 or 3 times a week, and again, get that produce into agencies around the metro area, including harvesters. We have so very many partners in our community that we work with closely. We partner with Canby's Market, another nonprofit here in Kansas City that is getting fresh produce that would otherwise be wasted to feed hungry people. We just launched a new partnership with Canby's, a new program called Operation Redirect. Through Operation Redirect, we are able to get thousands of pounds of fresh produce from distribution hubs in and around Kansas City. After the harvest, provide some of our very important volunteers to help sort hundreds and thousands of pounds of fresh produce at Canby's warehouse, and then after the harvest, distribute some of that fresh produce free to agencies, and Canby's take some of that fresh produce out through their corner markets program. We have been working with regional growers since we very first started. We have worked with over 100 regional growers over the years. They are so generous, and they don't want their food to go to waste. They would much rather get it to feed hungry people. Actually, in 2021, we have provided so much more produce from our regional growers than ever before. It's really exciting. We have developed a fair share program through which we are able to pay an amount. It's not by any means anything close to full price for the product, but we have been able to work out amounts that we can pay per pound. Our desire is to cover the pick and pack out processes, the harvesting, the grading, the packaging, the labor that's involved at the end of the season. That allows the produce to be a partial donation for our farmers, and then also allows us to pay a portion. I'm really excited about this. We know that they give a whole lot, so we are really excited to be able to work with them so that they can continue their work as well. We could not carry out our mission and do our work without our wonderful volunteers. And we work with pretty close to 1,000 volunteers every year. Even throughout the pandemic, we worked with faith groups and school groups, brownies, Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, church groups. We work with Rotary clubs. We work with corporate partners. So we work with a lot of different groups. We work with individuals as well. You can go to our website and there's an option where you can sign up to volunteer. Our volunteers harvest everything from A to Z. Apples to zucchini is what we like to say, and berries to watermelon. We have harvested, or gleaned rather, more than 72 varieties of produce in our region this year so far. And we encourage our volunteers to try some. Have an apple, man. These are the best apples you can find. Our Veg Squad is our volunteer emergency glean, VEG. And this is an important team for after the harvest, because our farmers don't always have a week's notice to give to after the harvest to prepare us to find a team to glean with them. Oftentimes throughout the year, we have to call on our Veg Squad to go out on a moment's notice and glean a farmer's field or orchards and get this fresh produce into our communities. Developing that Veg Squad really took our gleaning program forward light years, because this squad helps us to respond quickly to our farmers' needs, and it makes us a better partner for our farmers. My vision for our organization is to continue this very important work. I think that after the harvest is integral to the success of our food system in Kansas City and to the nourishment of people who are struggling in our hometown. After the harvest is the only organization of its kind in our region. There is no other gleaning organization. There is no other organization that focuses purely on getting fresh produce to feed hungry people. One of our dreams is to develop gleaning cells throughout Kansas and Missouri. We'd love to have gleaning as a part of everyday life in farm communities and towns and cities across Missouri and Kansas. We would also love to expand our truckloads program to get whole truckloads of fresh produce to food banks throughout Missouri and Kansas.